Hi people and welcome to my channel. Today, I just thought I would be talking about the Bible. I had the chance to read the Bible. Disclaimer: in no way, shape, or form do I understand everything. You can't even say I understand half of everything. But I'm going to be giving my 2 cents. Anyways, people have something inside of them, like to make them be able to choose what's good and what's not good, right? But I think while I was reading the Bible, I was just looking at it in a way where I should just read and understand and accept everything in here to be good and holy and right and acceptable. I remember Haile Selassie saying, I don't remember exactly how it was said, but he said, like, every man should read the Bible for themselves and find out for themselves what they, searching for. He also said, every man is equal. Reading the Bible, remember it comes from a certain person, right? Writing it physically, and that certain person also has something inside of them that tells them what is good and what is bad. There's a verse in Deuteronomy 22. I actually heard an next girl speaking about it. It was about if a woman gets molested or raped, then she has no choice but to marry the man who rapes her. There are certain things in there that bring women down a lot. Okay? Now, people would say, it was so long ago, those were the rules for the people back then. But equality and good and right is timeless. So how could it have been good back then but wrong right now? You just really have to say, I'm going to try to decipher what is good from what is evil. An example of how Haile Selassie demonstrated how women and men is equal is the coronation. And him and his empress was coronated at the same exact time. And there's also stuff in the Bible, for example, Solomon, who had, many wives and many concubines and all these things. It has been taken, especially by certain men, to be correct, to be, it's in the Bible. This man had plenty wife, so it's right. It's natural for a man to want plenty woman, etc., etc. But following the example of His Majesty and his words, you see something portrayed, which is equality, not one king and many empresses. Which brings me to something else. So I used to have different opinions and perspective, wondering about the Trinity. So I've heard of three Trinities so far. The first one I've ever heard of is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The second one is the prophet who's came, and the third one is Father, Mother, Child. So I used to always stick to the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit because that's what I grew up learning in church. But then I came across a song.
Tell Vatican them can't teach you no Christianity. There is no woman in your Trinity. Tell Babylon them can't teach you your Christianity. There is no woman in your Trinity. No woman in your liberty. No woman in your dignity. Who will be mother to me, lover to me, sister to me, my confidant. Tell the Vatican you can't come teach her your Christianity. There is no woman in your dignity. No woman in your Trinity. No woman in your levity who will be mother to me, who will be sister to me, lover to me. My mama, my mama, my mama, my mama. Africa, I belong, I belong, I belong.
There is no woman in your Trinity who will be lover to me. It spoke to me because I was in a place where I was observing everybody around me, and when he said who would be mother to me, I realized the Father and the Holy Spirit, well, at least here on earth, as I can see with my two eyes, I've never seen a man walking around with the Holy Spirit and a child in the Holy Spirit's hand. It's always a mother and a father and a child. The war is against the Trinity also, or the home. So I did some research, and apparently the first slave ship was called Jesus of Lubeck, or whatever country. Jesus. That was the first slave ship. And by the way, Jesus is a white man, people. There is no black Jesus. Jesus is just a white man. Okay? A white man with blue eyes, brown hair. And that's what they Christians praise, right? That picture. And I remember singing a song in church back when I was younger. And it goes, bind us together, Lord, bind us together with cords that cannot be broken. Imagine the first slave ship being Jesus, and then we in church singing, bind us together with cords that cannot be broken. Sound familiar? The slaves on the ships, they were binded together with cords that cannot be broken. And now we come back in this time saying, yeah, like in theology school, right? Or whatever they call it, Bible school, Bible college. What do they teach them in Bible college, man? Well, I started reading a book recently. I only read 2 chapters so far. It's called Caesar's Messiah. Like decoding where they got all this Jesus thing from and how it was sent on and on. What I read so far, I kind of regurgitated on point, but they were comparing stories of in the Bible to real history and showing us that this is a story from somewhere else, that they changed and twisted. Do they tell them in Bible college that they sing about the Lion of Judah? I always remember saying about the Lion of Judah in church. And to say the Lion of Judah exists in real life on earth, they have never brought that to our attention, Like this thing we're saying about the Lion of Judah, it's real, people, and it's in an actual country. It's in Ethiopia. There's an actual person who was crowned King of Kings. Like, even if it was not relevant, even if they don't think it's true, it exists. So why wouldn't it not be on the radar in the Bible college? And I'm sure they teach them in Bible college, Celestia is not God. Because I remember walking on the road and this pastor rolled up to me in his vehicle. I was like, so I'm with my book, my Haile Selassie, my life in Ethiopia's progress. And he was like, I don't believe Selassie is God. I think he's related to Jesus or something, etc., etc. Already trying to blind me, and I ain't even learned this properly yet. I have not. Those are the times, I have not. I was just reading for the sake of curiosity at this time. And it's so weird that they're just trying to push me in the other direction. Don't you dare go down there. Don't you dare go down and study net and balance Celeste. Don't you do that. Some proverbs that I found really interesting. I don't know how exactly they go. Can't quote them word for word. But one of them was like, everything is vanity. The next one is like, nothing is new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. Nothing. And the next one, oh, I don't know if people notice, maybe they knew, but I didn't know that the people in Egypt that were enslaved, the Israelites and stuff, they actually sold themselves into slavery because of a famine. Yes. So there was a famine occurring, and they used all their money, so they didn't have no money to buy no grain. Then they ended up exchanging their livestock for grain. And then when their livestock and the grain was finished, they ended up selling themselves and their land to Pharaoh for grain, for food, so they couldn't die, right? And that's how they got into hard labor and slavery. They sold themselves into slavery. Oh, another thing now is the trumpets. The trumpets in Revelation, they're not necessarily like, the sky opening and some angels flying out, and they have physical trumpets in their hand, and they're just like, ooh, 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 here's the arrival of Jesus. That's what they would tell us that the trumpets are. But, another quote by one Benjamin. It is an unanticipated trumpet in a vocal tone. And the next quote, Sativa. The Lion of Judah shall break with a black sound the trumpet when we end the attack. Siva. So it's like words, meaning, a song, a message, right? Because angels are actually messengers of God. So when they bring a message, you can basically say it's an angel blowing a trumpet, right? I think black people are really afraid of the word ancestors. Like, the word ancestors is in the Bible. I don't know how much time, but we have ancestors. And yes, we can talk about them outside of the idea of slavery. Okay, they didn't only exist in slavery, they existed before that, after that, doing many other different things. When people talk about their ancestors, Christians have the tendency of getting scared, like, whoa, what is he talking about? Talking about ancestors. I don't recall seeing anywhere in the Bible that you must bring your child to some unknown man who called himself a pastor so that he could bless your child for you. What about your own lips? Your own lips cannot utter good words on your child, especially the rapture. Like, if you were supposed to take the rapture serious, this is so serious. If you were supposed to take the rapture serious and literal, like how these pastors were preaching it to you, you would just like, you'd be like, wow, is there, what? So people would be disappearing and going into heaven, right? And then chaos left on the rest of the world. And I see, I think, a verse in there that says people will look for death and try to find death and they wouldn't find it. And I also watched some cartoons on YouTube of people like animating the rapture and stuff. They literally animate people flinging themselves off a building and then getting back up and just like, still alive. Bam! Fling themselves off the building again. Bam! I'm like, wait. And then they say in the same breath that God is the most merciful and we can't comprehend his mercy. If it is that we can't comprehend how merciful it is, he is. Like, it's just it's a like a contradiction to me. Where I saw somebody drive past me with like they're driving a car and they have like the rapture at the side of it. Like, I guess they're asking, are you ready or something? I don't know. But like there was a bunch of hands up and stuff. And I'm like, illusion. They're just teaching a whole illusion. I also heard somebody else say that revelation is also like a self-revelation. In conclusion, I don't know why these people in 2023 still have up this white man picture and still calling him Jesus and teaching this to our young folks, because it's not true. We up in church praying to our slave masters. They're doing all kind of little sneaky stuff in church. Like, have you ever noticed that these churches, their yard always full of a graveyard? Like, why is the graveyard in the churchyard? Like, why? The whole Christianity thing right now is just morbid. Just pushing their illusions. Basically, I find verses in the Bible that are good and that teach you to be good. But there's also contrary, like a point where you have to decide, is this really good, or is it a test to see if I can decipher if it's good? I used to try to do a varsity. That's how I completed. Ever since I completed, I've not, like, I've read it a few times, but I've not, like, made it to, like, oh, I need to read it from Genesis to Revelation again. I'm gonna explore other things. I don't know if I'm gonna do that in the future again. Although I don't understand everything. Like, I can never understand everything in the Bible. So if I even try to attempt, I could just be a waste of time. Because it'll never happen. Like, I would love to hear if anybody have any, like, other views or perspectives on this book, and, like, how they view it, or how they view Christianity, or anything I said. Yes, you can leave a comment, and I will like reading your comments and maybe reply. So, thank you for watching this video out to the end. If you watched it too, also subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. Okay. Bye.